okay. Today's a session day. It's a light session. Katie's traveling today. I was supposed to travel, but I lost my passport. Katie's not amused. Somehow I've lost my passport, so I need to sort a new passport. But I also sunk a drone and tried to film myself at the bottom of the ocean with the turtles and lost my GoPro. Katie's really not amused. So yeah, what a disaster. But we're gonna run to the park, a little bit of a session. I'll talk to you more about that after we warm up. Alright, so same as usual. Today, 3K warm-up, get some drills done, knock out some strides. Katie does her drills too. A little bit I guess Katie does her dynamic-y type stretching first, and then she moves into some like plyometric-y type exercises, and it gets the like I talked about yesterday, it gets the body firing, it gets the fast twitch fibers firing, and it gets you ready to go from easy run pace into session. So now we'll do some strides, and then once we do some strides, we're going to do 8 times. It's a bit of a, Katie travels today, she travels long haul. I'm doing like these are what are called like bridge sessions. So a bridge session is when you don't need to do like a full session, but you'd still like to do a session before you do your next session. And the purpose is that it will help your next session. It's not really about building fitness, it's more about maintaining fitness, but also helping your next session. And so today the plan will be a little bit of a fartlek. So you do 8 times 2 minutes, and you take 30 seconds rest after the 2 minutes, and then you go into 30 seconds hard, and then you take 90 seconds rest. The recovery is just jogging, because this is just a bridge session, so there's no need to like float, you don't need to keep the heart rate up, you don't need to achieve anything, you just need to recover before you do your next 2 minutes, 30 seconds rest, 30 seconds fast. And so you're probably looking at half marathon effort for the 2 minutes, 30 seconds rest, and then you're moving into more like 5K, 10K effort for the 30 seconds hard. And then you're taking a full 90 seconds, really slow jog, and that gives you plenty of time to recover before the next part. A bridge session can also be a day that you kind of work on like a weakness. So let's say at that moment in time, you don't feel, you know, like you have that sort of turnover that you normally have, or you don't think your speed's in a good place. You could go to the track and do something like 8 times 200 meters with plenty of rest, and then maybe 8 hills, or the opposite way, 8 hills and then 8 times 200 meters. The only goal is to get you from one session to the next and to help your next session. That's it. All right, let's get rolling. Okay, so that's job done. I think I did 10, but I started to lose count, if I'm honest. That's what happens when you're trying to film. But I gauged it off. The warm-up was 15 minutes. Like, I stopped after the run part, and then I knew roughly how long it would take to do. I think I worked out about 40 minutes. So I think that's about 10, but I'll find out when I upload it. But look, I can't talk too long today about the session, but I will check back in later. I need to go, I need to get packed, I need to figure out what I'm going to do about the passport situation, and I need to book an Airbnb and a rental car just to make sure that I'm safe and I'm okay while I wait to see what happens with the passport. But look, there's worse things in life, there's fraud, there's scams, so you know, it could be a lot worse. Alright, so I'm back on the beach. This is where I lost my GoPro.
I'm gonna spend a bit of time and try to go get it back. But it's also amazing to snorkel, so I'm sure I'll enjoy that. And if I find it, I find it. If I don't, I don't. But you know, if my lost and found list can go down to a drone and a passport, I'd be quite happy. But yeah, here we go. Alright, so I thought I'd go back and have a little look. This spot is called Electric Beach. It sits next to an electric power plant, and so that pumps warm water into the ocean, and so it attracts all these, you know, tropical fish, turtles. It's amazing. But I thought it was worth going and having a look to see if the GoPro, I don't know, I had looked the other day, I thought I might have been able to find it. I thought coming back with, I don't know, call it like a fresh lease of life, I might have found it, but you know, sadly I didn't. But I had a lot of fun. It's amazing down there. I'm not the best at snorkeling, but you know, I was starting to get the hang of it. This is exactly where I lost it. So all these kind of fish congregate around this area, and so I had set it on a rock, but it was a steep rock, and I guess as I swam up for air, yeah, the GoPro was gone. And so look, I didn't find it, but you know, at least I gave it a go, and yeah, I think it was worth having a look, but sadly no GoPro. Alright, so I got to the Airbnb, I went snorkeling, but you know, didn't find the GoPro, which is sad. But I did actually go and collect another GoPro, but I had to return a few things to Best Buy, which then helped me be able to afford a new GoPro. So I'm at the Airbnb, I'm gonna get myself settled down. Obviously I did the session this morning, which, you know, apologies for some of that footage because I just had to use the iPhone and the image stabilization is nowhere near as good as the GoPro, and so it's difficult. I'm gonna get myself settled down, go on the laptop, see if there's any work I can do, edit tomorrow's YouTube video, and then I'll do an evening run and catch the sunset, which I can show you guys tomorrow. What I would recommend today, my tip of the day, is I talked a little bit earlier about the warm-up process, but make sure before you're going to do a tougher session that you do a thorough warm-up. I really actually recommend that you listen to a podcast that I did today, because YouTube has its market, you could say, and the market on YouTube is much more punchy and short, snappy. I can drag on a bit, but when I drag on a bit, I can actually explain things a lot more thoroughly. So go listen to my podcast today, Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Type in Stephen Scullion Road to Paris and today's podcast will come up. You can listen to today's podcast and it really goes through little details on, you can skip lots of it, but there's a really thorough bit on warming up and a proper warm up and how it can really help your session. If you also go to yourolympicsjourney.com, I'm gonna have to swap arms, this is killing me. If you also go to yourolympicsjourney.com, I've put up a couple of free previews. I've been talking about this school, I've been talking about the masterclass, and to be honest, I lost the passport, lost the GoPro, lost the drone, have to stay in Hawaii for probably another, I don't know, 14 to 17 days. And although that's amazing, it is going to cost me a lot of money. And so I'm really lucky that this school is there, and this is not a market employee, this is nothing like that. But please do go have a look. And if you support the school or the marathon plan, it's going to be brilliant for you and it's going to really help you. But it'll also really help me deal with some of these next couple of weeks. But have a little look, no pressure. If you don't like it and you sign up, shoot me an email, I'll refund you right away. But it would be really helpful, and I think when you look at some of the free previews, you're going to realize that it will help you a lot. But check out the podcast, tip of the day, thorough warm-up, and that means not just an easy run and then straight into the session, that means drills. I did a full YouTube video on a full warm-up of drills and strides, and in the school and in the marathon plan, so both in the Run a Masterclass and in the marathon plan there's a full warm-up guide which is going to help you, reduces injuries, get you better prepared for the session. Also just means that sessions go a bit better. But look, I'm going to leave that at that for today, and you guys take care.